Learn about the University of Arizona's newly opened Tree Ring Lab.
Get an update on the UA football team's spring practices.
And learn why we need your vote for the Arizona student media fee. All this and more tonight.
This is Wildcast.
Welcome to the late edition of Wildcast. I'm Janice Yu.
And I'm Carollann Scott. Thank you for joining us tonight.
March 5th and 6th are the days to vote on the Arizona student media fee. It would use a small portion of students' tuition to provide funds for UATV, Camp Student Radio, and the Daily Wildcat. Jackie Kent has a story for Wildcast.
A student featured in the Daily Wildcat school newspaper, which includes a description of why he is so involved in student media. But 4 sentences don't do justice to the bigger picture.
Save student media.
Sweet.
Thank you. Save student media.
Student media edges closer to the deadline to implement a new fee to raise funds for UATV3, Camp Student Radio, and the Daily Wildcat.
You're listening to Camp Student Radio, 1570 AM. You're listening to Jake Dimitri. Take it away.
Camp Student Radio implemented a similar $1 refundable fee 15 years ago. It is the primary source of camp's funding and will expire this year.
The Arizona Daily Wildcat and UATV also want in on some help with funding, since we're all kind of in a bad place right now. So we decided to up it to $3 so we can each put it in a pot, and hopefully we can each just pull from it, when we need it.
The best way that we can describe UATV's current funding situation is it doesn't really exist. With the money we have, we put together 2 very good shows. However, I would love for there to be more. And if we don't get the money, we'll probably just stay the same.
Arizona Student Media collected more than 3,500 undergraduate signatures to get this fee on the election ballot. Now they're spreading the word to secure what they need to be a majority vote during the general election.
I'm overall proud of everything that I've been able to do here, and I really hope that other people get the same experience that I do.
I have a lot of friends who are in it, and the experiences that they gain and the fields that they're trying to go into, there's nothing better than the practical experience it offers.
It's easy for us as people in college media to think that it's just going to support us, but I think supporting college media is really about supporting the U of A and supporting an open forum of discussion on campus.
These I Am Student Media bios allow the student body to see who they are supporting by voting yes on March 5th and 6th. From the Arizona campus for Wildcast, I'm Jackie Kent.
On University Boulevard, Ben's Bells has become a good way for students to give back to the Tucson community. Over the past 10 years, more than 27,000 bells have been painted and distributed across Tucson. Wildcast reporter Cassandra Manriquez has the story.
Ben's Bells is well known as a faucet of kindness in the Tucson community. 200 Ben's Bells are distributed monthly as a vehicle to embellish kindness throughout the community. For the past couple of years, there has been a new device used to spread kindness in town. Created and geared toward University of Arizona students, this new symbol is the Be Kind Step Up bracelet.
The bracelets are handmade by the community here in Tucson. U of A students participate, staff participates, as well as other volunteers in making these ceramic bracelets, and each one of them is individually numbered, so when someone gets a bracelet, they get to keep it, and they pass that on when they see someone do a kind act, so it's recognizing kindness in others, and they are able to pass their bracelet on, and then you can look up the numbers on the Be Kind Step Up website and find out where the kindness has been spread.
Ben's Bells has been working with the U of A for several years to spread kindness around campus. We've worked with UA Athletics and Campus Health. After visiting the Ben's Bells studio, Step Up member and senior athlete Megan Myers was inspired to work with the organization, and the Be Kind Step Up program snowballed from there.
Bystander intervention program, and it's about noticing events and just making a difference and stepping up to help others, and it's about kindness, and it's about doing the right thing and preventing issues.
No matter how small, acts of kindness are being acknowledged on campus and in the Tucson community. 11,000 bracelets have been made to date, and at least 5,000 are circulating our community. Ultimately, receiving a bracelet is accomplished through a random act of kindness. Though if students would like to begin their own chain of kindness, they can do so by stopping by the Ben Spouse studio and purchasing a bracelet to pass along. Reporting from Ben Spouse, I'm Cassandra Manriquez for Wildcast.
Inspired by a book series and documentary with the same name, the new UA club Half the Sky was created to raise awareness about sex trafficking on campus and in the Tucson community. Wildcast reporter Carollann Galante has the story. Caitlin?
Hi Wildcats! There's a new club on campus called Half the Sky that focuses on raising awareness on campus and in the community about human trafficking. Human trafficking is a very serious and dangerous issue that is happening throughout the world, and Half the Sky is getting the University of Arizona involved and informed on the matter.
Well, Half the Sky is a book and documentary. The documentary in the book is with the idea that women hold up half the sky. So the whole point of the book is to focus on women's oppression, and our focus of the club is really towards sex trafficking specifically. And that's really because we're a smaller club, we're just getting started, so we wanted to focus on one issue instead of getting a broad range of topics and being kind of overwhelmed with all the different causes we could focus towards.
Most students are unaware that human trafficking is happening right outside the university.
This is absolutely a relevant topic to members of U of A and members of the Tucson community. Just a few miles away from campus, women are getting picked up and coerced into the sex trafficking. I read an article the other day that a girl as young as 8 years old was found picked up from the street by law enforcers. So it's affecting everyone as young as 8 years old. That's ridiculous, and it needs to be stopped.
Students at the U of A, I think, should really know about this, and students everywhere, because people can be manipulated into sex trafficking without even realizing it.
Human trafficking is happening everywhere, even in Tucson. The club Half the Sky is coming up with ways to raise awareness in our community and keep the students informed about the issues happening in the world.
So we definitely want to get more people involved. I mean, 3 people is a good start, but we want to definitely expand. We want more people to care. We want passionate people, people who want to make a difference. And I'm sure there's plenty of people like that on campus. Goals are that we really want to maybe do like a percentage night, and that's like also a fun way, more like a social way to get people together and kind of talk about it, raise awareness.
Students can get involved by emailing uahalfthesky@gmail.com, and they can also follow our website, that's uahalfthesky.wordpress.com. Just really looking for anyone who wants to contribute to the cause and has skills that they think they can apply to the club.
I'm Carollann Galante reporting for Wildcast.
For more information, visit their website at uahalfthesky.wordpress.com or contact them at uahalfthesky@gmail.com.
The University of Arizona Tree Ring Research Program has finally found a new home after 75 years at the world's first laboratory dedicated to tree ring research. The Bryant Bannister Tree Ring Laboratory, located near Highland Bowl and 6th Street Garage, held its grand opening on Saturday. The public was invited to take part in guided tours of the facility and hands-on activities with real tree ring specimens.
I remember these tree rings from the big tree rings when I went to the University of Arizona in the 70s, and it was wonderful to know that they're back to be seen. It's great to see that the building and the exhibit actually reflects the importance of the studies that were done, and that this is going to allow to continue into future generations.
The Tree Ring program is the world's leading center devoted to dendrochronology, or tree ring dating.
Wondering what caused last week's sonic boom? Find out after the break.
People may tune out someone they see on a median trying to sell newspapers.
Those extra few hours of having to swipe your cat card to get in at night might be keeping non-U of A students out of the library.
And while some are traveling to Mexico for cheaper gas, others are forced to pay those high prices at the pump.
Students and parents are always invited to come cheer on the Wildcats.
We'll see you back here next week for another edition of Wildcast.
This is the Tucson Weekly. It comes out only once a week. This is the Arizona Daily Star. It's produced for old people. This is the Arizona Daily Wildcat. It's produced by students for students.
Look up. Look down. Where are you? You're at Camp Student Radio. Listen on the iPad. Listen on the iPhone. Listen on a boombox. Listen online. Arizona Student Media. The content you want, the way you want it.
What's in your hand? Look back at me. You're watching UATV, Channel 3. I'm directing. Now I'm producing. And now I'm anchoring.
And we're voting yes!
On the Arizona Student Media feed.
Vote online at asua.arizona.edu.
Tuesday, March 5th and Wednesday, March 6th.
Welcome back. Tucsonans were puzzled by a boom that was felt and heard throughout the city last Wednesday. It was later determined that the sonic boom was caused by an aircraft from Luke Air Force Base. F-16 jets went supersonic during a training mission near Kitt Peak. The jets broke the sound barrier at a legal altitude. Davis-Monthan Air Force Base is offering legal help to people who suffered property damage during this incident.
You know, I actually heard the sonic boom and kind of thought it was a gunshot or something. I really wasn't sure. I had to call a friend, but I did notice that the windows kind of shook, so I kind of knew.
See, I was in the movie theaters and I didn't hear anything, so I was puzzled. I didn't know what happened.
It was Cinemagic taking over for the sonic boom. College football signing day came and went on February 6th as the UA football team signed 26 players to add to next season's roster. Wildcast reporter Zaina Berryhill examined what Arizona looks for in their athletes. Zaina?
The University of Arizona's football program takes pride in what they do. The guys that come on and play for the U of A are top-of-the-line, hard-working athletes. Each year they bring on about 25 to 35 new guys in hopes of bettering the program and winning a national championship. I sat down with recruiting coach Matt Judick and found out exactly how they weed out the best players for our program.
The better talent you get, you coach those guys up, and then hopefully you're going to the Rose Bowl. I mean, it's the most important thing for all college sports, for getting the right players to fit your program. I think that, there's a couple different spots. There's the slot receiver, which is the inside receiver, and then there's the outside receivers. I think that the slot guy, one thing they're all going to be here at the University of Arizona is fast. Something that Coach Rodriguez has wants is speed, speed, speed. You'll hear him talk about it all the time. So it's certainly something that we look for, is definitely a fast guy. And then, some people look for 6 foot plus, but, here at Arizona, we kind of look for a guy that just makes plays.
Where do they find these guys?
100%. We started Arizona. We want to lock down the state of Arizona, get the best players, the best and brightest in Arizona to come to the University of Arizona. And then we make our way out from there. The secondary place would probably be California. So if we can get all of our players every year from California and Arizona, we feel that we can win the Rose Bowl and a national championship here.
Hey there, Wildcats. I'm Zaina Berryhill here at South Point Catholic High School with superstar Cameron Denson. Maybe you heard of him. He is the #1 recruit in the state of Arizona and the 51st top recruit throughout the nation. Cameron has just committed to the University of Arizona for the 2014 football season. Let's hear what Cameron has to say about becoming a Wildcat.
It was good. It was a good feeling. They were actually the first letter I ever got and stuff like that. They were my first offer, so it was just good just to know that I could attend a school in my hometown, which the city will be behind me whatever I do. Like if I stayed home, it would be behind me, and that's big. And also it's home. It's something I consider I feel comfortable with, and don't have to go too far to get a home cooked meal.
That's Cameron Denson, and I'm Zaina Berryhill signing off with UATV.
Last Saturday, the UA football team opened up their spring practices at Jerry Kindle Field at Sunset Stadium. Wildcast reporter Devin Pate has the story.
Excitement is in the air as Arizona's football stadium becomes closer and closer to making its fall debut. But what about the football team? Greg Byrne, Arizona's athletic director, explains his part in making the magic happen and what is going on for football in their off-season.
I personally take a lot of responsibility that a family has entrusted our university, our athletic department with their son or daughter. And that's something that I don't think you can just say, well, hope they do okay. We need to make sure there's discipline and structure and an environment that encourages them to succeed academically, athletically, and socially. You're going to succeed by the work you're putting in this time of year during the winter and the spring. The games are supposed to be the fun part. It's all the work that goes into it to prepare for the game. That's the challenging part, and trying to develop yourself the best you can.
Arizona's tight end, Ben Sullivan, tells us that even though the football season is over, Arizona football doesn't stop.
So in the spring, it's a lot of individual. We'll do a lot of footwork, hand placement, blocking drills. You know, sometimes we'll go the whole practice just doing individual drills for our specific position. And then in the fall, it's not all team, but it's a lot more team, a lot more insert our offense. You know, see what guys are gonna play what during the games and later on that fall.
With many hopes for the next football season, Greg Burns' biggest message to the fans is to come to the games and stay the entire game.
And so I want to encourage all of our students, you know, be there, be loud, and be there the entire game. And that will help our program. Each of you make a difference by doing that.
This semester, be sure to look out for Jesse Scroggins, a new Solman, and BJ Danker out on the field. Outside of the football stadium, I'm Devin Pate.
After the break, find out what happened over the weekend in UA sports.
I'm Derek Williams, the former U of A Wildcat. You're watching UA TV. Don't change the channel.
With an undefeated 5-0 outcome for the Fall Classic Tournament.
The Occupy movement is taking hold because of its strength in numbers.
Tonight is the absolute last night to ride the trolley, as it is closing for 2 years.
I'm sitting on what used to be known as Bear Down Field, which will soon be U of A's new practice field.
I'm Evan Murray, reporting from McHale Center with Wildcast.
Welcome back. The UA Campus Recreation Center offers more than 30 club sports teams, including ice hockey and ultimate frisbee. One of those teams is the UA Lacrosse Lax Cats. They recently opened up their 2013 season. Wildcast reporter Danielle Carpenter has the story. Danielle?
Lacrosse is one of the most fastest growing sports here at U of A and all around the country. Lacrosse joined UA in 1963 and has gained a tremendous amount of popularity over the years.
Well, I think it's the up and down of the game. It's kind of like basketball. It's just a little different, but smaller ball. But it's the up and down of the game that's very exciting, seeing these kids run up and down, the athletes. It's very graceful. And moving the ball around, the ball movement makes it very exciting.
They're really exciting. You know, it's a little quicker than football. It's a little more like basketball or hockey, and it's always going back and forth, and there's a lot of hitting, and it gets rough, so it's a good time.
So far, the team has won 2 and lost 2 games. They're set up to play in Canada on March 1st.
Really excited to go to Canada. It should be fun to, you know, play around in the cold, maybe some snow, and beat up on some Canucks.
The Lax Cats usually practice at Rincon Sports Complex, but the new field that tore up the south of 6th Street lot right next to the rec center will serve as the team's new home.
I think it's great if we can have a field that's closer to the campus. I think we can get more people coming to games and expose it more, but I'm just to have some concerns about it.
Reporting from Rincon Sports Complex, I'm Danielle Carpenter for Wildcast.
So, you know, there's so many club sports, and, you know, I'm graduating this semester, and I kind of regret not taking part in any of them.
Right. I actually am involved in rodeo. I talk about it all the time, but we consider ourselves a club sport, and we actually started our 2013 season this weekend as well.
It's very nice. Now it's time for sports with our sports anchor, Lauren Weinberg. What do you have for us this week, Lauren?
Thanks, Janice. The Wildcats have been all over the map recently. This weekend, the Wildcats baseball team had a 3-game series versus San Francisco and took the first 2, 6-4 and 5-2, before losing the third, 9-2. Pitcher Stephen Manthe was taken out after just 1 inning. The Cats have a 2-game series at High Corbett Field against Texas Tech starting tomorrow at 6 p.m. The men's basketball team fell to UCLA in Los Angeles 74-69. And although it counts as a loss, head coach Sean Miller said he was happy after the game because his team was able to keep the game close. The Wildcats face rival Arizona State at home on Saturday afternoon, and this will be the last chance for an improvement before the Pac-12 tournament in Las Vegas. In other news, the softball team swept another tournament at home this weekend, beating Portland State, UC Riverside, and Boston University at the Wildcat Classic. Pitcher Estela Piñon had her first career home run on Saturday, and the Cats face Boise State at home this Friday. That's it for me. Have a great week, everyone.
Well, that will do it for us tonight on Wildcast. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, you can watch us online at uatv.arizona.edu or on our YouTube channel, UATVCH3.
If you haven't already, be sure to like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Janice and Carollann for on-campus news updates and events.
We hope everyone has a wonderful spring break, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for another late edition of Wildcast. Also, don't forget to vote for our student media fee this Tuesday and Wednesday, March 5th and 6th. Vote yes for student media.